And we're live, Freddy. Good morning. Well, good evening to you. Good morning, actually. It'll be about, 1 a.m.?
Yes, it is.
I'll just wait for YouTube to start so I can mute the video. I wish you could mute it before it actually starts.
I need to do that too.
Hi, everyone.
We're live, Freddy. Good morning.
There we go. Mine's done.
We're live, Freddy. Good morning. Well, good evening to you. Good morning, actually. It'll be about, 1 a.m.?
Yes, it is.
You're not muted yet. Do it on YouTube.
Oh, I was like, I didn't say that. Who said that?
You haven't muted your YouTubes.
Sorry. I only have one YouTube, but it's just funny that because I like to see the chat.
Yeah, in YouTube. Me too. But yeah. G'day, everyone. Welcome. We weren't going to go live today, but we thought we might as well because we can. And Freddy's got a new text message from his government because his prime minister, because the French people were not obeying the directive to stay at home. Hi, Muppets and Manilows, Stacey, Marie, Richard, and Unspoken Bear. I was going to say Unconscionable Bear.
Hi, Muppet. Hi, Stacey. Hi, Richard. Ready? Oh, you're hearing the echo? Sorry, let me turn it down.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. You may need to, because your speaker echoes back, we might need to talk about you getting some headphones happening or something.
Hold on. Let me bring the speaker closer to me.
The mic.
The mic, sorry.
You in your Cote d'Azur t-shirt.
Yes, I wore it specially for you.
Thank you so much. I'll be doing the latest news out of Australia. We're also going to briefly chat about Wall Street collapsing. And, of course, there'll be some laughs along the way because that's the whole point of Quarantini Time. We want to give you the info.
Look at Richard's comment.
There's still an echo there, Groover. Can you possibly...
But I've turned it down so much, I don't know what I can do.
Yeah, well...
I can't hear you if I turn it down anymore.
I think you're going to have to get your headphones on when we do this because the echo is bad today than it usually is.
Hold on. I'll put my Bluetooth headphones on and see if this works.
Okay. We're learning as we go, people, and you can say, I remember back when you two were absolutely hopeless.
No, they have to say, I remember when they couldn't even afford the right equipment.
So I'm not in the kitchen or my living room today. I'm in my little study. Freddy's still in the kitchen.
I'm cooking it up.
So how are you going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course I can hear you.
Well, there you go. There's the problem is solved. Alrighty. So, Freddy, would you like to share your latest text message from President or Prime? Is it President or Prime Minister? President Macron.
Yeah, it's a president here.
Yeah.
They also have a prime minister, I believe.
That was the same in Mongolia when I was there. It was really weird. They have a president and a prime minister, and one of them, can't remember which one, I think it's the prime minister, is more of a public figure, and the president's the one that makes all of the decisions. But like they've gone through 38 presidents or prime ministers. Well, when we were there, they'd gone through about 38 in only a couple of years.
Hello, Unspoken Bear.
I remember when they couldn't even afford their own equipment.
Well, I know I didn't have a microphone, and now I have a microphone, but it's probably not a very good microphone, but I guess
I've got mine, but there's no room in front of my laptop. Like I've got my camera on the little stand against the wall, and then I've got my laptop, and yeah, my microphone doesn't fit. No, it sort of does. I can do that. But if I have to type anything, it's kind of sitting on the keyboard. That's not ideal.
Yeah, no, but you're already sounds much better. Hold on.
Do I sound better? Fine. I don't even know why I use it, actually. I could just unplug it. It's good for when I'm recording my podcast and stuff like that, but I don't think I need it when we go live.
Anyway. I want one of those ones that's like like, oh no, Freddy, the mic's in the shot.
The boom mic.
Yeah, that hits me on the head. Like, yeah, the boom mic. I don't know why. Okay, so
Unspoken Bear just said a bit of news from America first. Unspoken Bear schools are to be cancelled until April the 10th.
In what state?
I think
What area?
Unspoken Bear said earlier in chat that Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin.
So let's see. Hello, Anastasia Dean. Quarantinis. We told you we were going to steal it. But you stole it from someone else.
Yeah.
It's quarantini time. So, Freddie, that text message, is it? I'm assuming it's really harsh. Like, can you please stop going out and sitting in parks and ignoring our warnings?
Well, it was weird because I was sitting here and then all of a sudden my phone went bzz, bzz. I was like, who called me this late? And then it was the government. Hold on.
Sorry, Wisconsin is incorrect. Unspoken Bears in Texas. Arizona schools are closed. We've got schools closed in Australia, but ones where someone's tested positive for coronavirus. But then this morning it was announced a school up north, they've chosen to send all their students home.
Yeah, but it's really interesting how they do things differently, and everyone's trying something different. Like you guys are doing something different, England's doing something different, New Zealand, we're all doing something different because originally the message in France was telling people to go out and not be scared and to live and to spend money, and then it was like, oh no, the French are not doing everything we want them to do, so now we have to do a clampdown. And it was like, apparently I saw on the news that they said Italy had warned France before, like, no, you need to take this much more seriously. It's much more severe than you guys think it is. And they didn't heed the advice. They were just like, oh, whatever. And now here we are. And now we're on a total quarantine. But get this. So
but again, I think that goes back to my theory about us becoming this global community. Like everyone's got to put their egos to one side and accept this is a global issue. You know,
singer-songwriter and absolute legend.
But it does seem like everyone is more like, well, if it's not killing young people, so let me go out. Like, or they're treating it really like it's a holiday, and they're going out and they're picnicking and they're taking their kids for walks and whatever. And it's like, you guys are putting people at risk, because if you contract something or if you have it, you're spreading it around the community. I mean, that's the whole point. It's not just because you're stuck in the house that you have to go outside because your kids are bored or whatever. It's like you are putting people's lives in danger, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing that's interesting where I live, we've now got 7 confirmed cases, but none of them are from what they're calling contact. Like, so all of the people that have basically brought coronavirus into Tassie because they've been traveling. There haven't been any person-to-person contact cases yet, but that's when it goes ballistic. So all these fuckwits that are ignoring government warnings in countries like France and wandering around, I go back to this. It's Darwin, seriously, but they're giving it to people that would have been fine. Although, if people are out and about and they're catching it too, then they're also ignoring the warning. You know.
But the funny thing is one of the headlines I read on the news website was saying, but what about our lives? We need. It says something like cafe culture demands right to leave.
And this is the arrogance, you know. This is where people need to. We, as human beings, we have the ability to adapt and change. And the fuckwits that are saying, "Oh, you know, I'm entitled to go out for my latte." Well, go out and have your latte, and if you get exposed to it, and I hate to say it, but are no longer with us in a few weeks' time, you've only got yourself to blame.
Yeah. So let me read you this text that I got. It says, "Alert COVID-19." Not COVID-20 yet. Yeah. I guess that'll be next year.
No, there is already a COVID-20 strain, but...
Yeah, I know, that's what you were saying. So I'm like, I guess that'll be next year's major strain. So the president of the republic announced strict rules that it's imperative that you respect against the spread of the virus and to save lives. To leave without authorization, without so hard, you know, simultaneously translating.
From French.
Yeah. So to leave without authorization is only. Oh, don't go out without authorization, and only leave to work, and if you don't already telecommute, and for your health or to. This is really interesting. They wrote this. It says, for your essential shopping. So
and watch fuckers go, oh, it is essential. I needed more foundation. No, you don't.
Well, I don't even know. Apparently, because remember I was talking about my neighbor yesterday? She told me that the baker, her daughter had wanted hair dye or something. So they had gone to the store. This was yesterday. Empty.
Yeah.
No hair dye. I was like, people are buying all the hair dye. I mean, if I'm going to be home for 2 weeks, I can't have people see. I mean, that was kind of interesting.
A bit of vanity. I mean, funny enough, I was thinking this morning, it was like, shit, if we ended up all being quarantined for longer than we think, I'm going to be going live on YouTube without makeup, but bring it on. That's the sort of reality of being quarantined for an amount of time. We're going to start running out of shit, And guess what? We're still going to wake up every morning.
In 2 weeks?
Hey?
You use that much makeup in 2 weeks that you have to get it renewed?
No. I mean, if we're quarantined, if we're quarantined for longer than what we think. So
yeah, but how long does makeup last?
Well, I don't care. My point is, if I run out, it's good. It's like, well, here's me without makeup. Deal with it. I'm in quarantine. I've run out. That's what I was saying. I don't care. I wouldn't be doing a dash out to the shops now to buy foundation.
But it's like I remember I was mentioning how I told the hairdresser to offer their services during the times of. I mean, I would be getting my hustle on if I could. Well, but then again, it also goes against just what I said about spreading disease. Huh.
Good morning to Iva Problem, who's saying schools in Australia are making up their own rules. Government's not closing schools yet. No, because the Australian government has taken the advice of their medical officers who are keeping them updated. And we talked about this a bit yesterday, that at the moment, Australia wants to have an available healthcare workforce, and if nurses and doctors have to stay home with their kids, then the hospitals are going to be even more understaffed and overworked. So that's the reasoning behind it. But any school that's had an outbreak has closed, and a school in northern Tasmania, a private school, made the decision to close, and the kids are all being homeschooled. So it's kind of interesting. Now look at this, Unspoken Bear. USA's cancelled events over 10 people. We've got a ban in Australia for events over 500. That hasn't shifted. What about France? I mean, I guess now for you guys, you really are fully quarantined, right?
Yeah.
Except for those little exceptions.
It's a total quarantine. But see, I spoke to someone earlier jokingly, and they said that the ticket was only 38 euros. And I don't know if that's official or if that was just a joke, but if it is only 38 euros, I would think that people probably wouldn't really respect it as much as they should.
So you're saying that's the penalty is 38 euro?
Yeah. Well, I think it is. I didn't see that officially anywhere, but someone had told me that. But, as a lot of things on the internet lately, it seems like they start out as rumor and turn out to be fact for some reason when it comes to this. It's like earlier this morning, they were saying that this was going to possibly be announced all over Twitter when I was reading it. And then sure enough, it was announced.
I think that's a pretty pathetic penalty. I mean, we've got a penalty already in place here for the quarantine that Australia's set up for anyone arriving in Australia now. They have to self-isolate for 14 days. And if you don't, you're going to get fined $50,000. Now, I think that would be a major deterrent. But 38 euros...
Is that for foreigners or is that for citizens as well?
Well, citizens as well. If you've been overseas and you're coming home, as it applies to anyone that's arriving in Australia now. So, but I think 50,000 is a massive incentive to stay at home. Who's got 50 grand to fork out for being a stupid idiot? But 38 euro doesn't really. What's that in Australian money? Let me see, an American. What's it in American money? Do you know off the top of your head, Freddy?
38. I think it's about $40.
You see, that's bullshit.
Oh, actually, I don't know, because now if the market's crashed, I mean, all the exchange rates. Oh, wait. Oh no, I was supposed to get paid from the U.S. today. Maybe I should hold off on that.
$42.42 in US dollars, and in Australian, which the Australian dollar's worth sweet fuck all now, $69.58.
Also, I reckon I probably shouldn't get paid in foreign currency right now.
Good morning, Angela. That's something you may need a little note for yourself for that one.
Yeah, but I mean that's also advice to other people. Some people they do that forex trading, which is really interesting, but I don't know enough about it.
Good morning, being there. Good to see you here. Lovely to
Yeah.
see you here. What time is it there? For me, it's 11:13 a.m. and for Freddy to be about 1:13 a.m. Right?
I'll see. Yeah, but look at what Unspoken Bear said. So the 38 euros is $42 now.
Yeah, which look at what Richard says. That's a packet of cigarettes in Australia.
Is it really?
Yeah, $42. Yep.
You're joking me.
No.
$42 for a pack of 20 cigarettes in Australia.
25 or 30, depending on what your brand is. But yeah.
And people still are smoking?
Yeah. People are
what if you
not smoking as much, and people are getting into vaping. And I think quarantine, I had an idea last night. We were talking about conspiracy theories yesterday.
Yeah.
I had an idea that all the governments of the world have banned it. This is me just throwing out a really silly conspiracy theory. The governments of the world that are really desperately trying to make their country quit smoking like Australia is, they've all united. They've sent out this fake illness that everyone gets quarantined and they end up quitting because they don't have any tobacco at home.
Well, in France, that's one of the shops was. Well, actually, I don't know if it didn't mention tobacco shops this time. It said shopping, but
that was the first text you got was you could still go out to buy cigarettes.
Yeah. So is this considered essential or not?
Anymore.
Oh, but also they announced as well, and this blows my mind, but I don't understand how it's going to work. No rent, electrical bills, water, or gas bills during this quarantine. For France, yeah, they're stopping it. Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to reimburse. They said no businesses will go under because and they said also loan forgiveness and a few things. So a few people are. Hopefully this will save them because I was thinking this. Like I said before, I have a friend who owns a bar and it's his second year, and it's one of the hardest because you lose your newness and people don't want to go to you as much. So I was thinking about him and how he's gonna handle this.
So many things are going to be affected. I had a friend yesterday who was recently interviewed by the media about a dementia walk, to raise money, charity fundraiser, and it's been cancelled. And I was like, but at least a charity can start doing online fundraising, whereas things like Blues Fest, the big music festival that we have, and this is, millions of businesses, everyone's going to be affected by this, but these are just from my personal experience. But one of my girlfriends has a stall at Blues Fest every year, and that's basically that festival and one other festival is her income for the year. And, so, everyone is going to be affected in some way, but I think some things like charities, at least they've got the opportunity to fundraise online.
But do you think people will give money right now when they're not making it? If we're all in quarantine, no one's making money, so that makes it difficult for people to give, unless you have vast sums of money to just give away.
Well, that's where I think, our Prime Minister's just announced another stimulus package. So,
on top of the $750?
Yeah, I haven't got the details of that. I did actually want to do the breaking story from Australia.
I was going to say we need to go ahead and get our marriage certificate so we can qualify for that money.
Let's get on to that. Put that on your to-do list, Freddie. Come on, let's get married. I bet it's not for single people. Now, the most recent Australian story that I think is kind of interesting is just in terms of forecasting the potential for coronavirus spreading in Australia. And they're saying, based on what's happening around the world, that more than 60% of the country could become infected with up to 150,000 deaths. That's the worst case scenario.
Oh, did you give us our normal count as you do? Yeah. I said, wow, but it just made me think of if the totals for the world, if you want to give the breakdown as you did, we've done daily.
But can we just do the Aussie story for a sec?
Sorry, my mind was on other countries.
I know, and someone's just, that's cool, but someone's actually just said, have a look at the comment from Unspoken Bear. Why is he awake so early and sounds so energetic? The kid never sleeps. He's got ADHD. There's your answer.
No, because I was actually working. I'm always working. I'm always working.
Right. So we had the worst case scenario is 15 million people infected, which is about 60% of the Australian population, and 150,000 deaths. And this is just using statistics available, which I'll jump to in a sec. And the best case scenario,
160,000 deaths in 1 year?
100. Yeah, that's what I said before, and you didn't react at all.
No, I wasn't. 150. But how so many? That's more than China's.
This is based on the stats that's coming in, and this is the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is 20% infection, 5 million Australians infected, and 50,000 deaths.
That's still a lot. But did you see in Italy? In Italy, they were saying that if it gets any worse, that anyone over 80 will not be given a bed.
Yeah, you mentioned that yesterday. That's crazy too.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to Worldometer, which was hacked the other day. Richard did leave a message about that as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Richard. And I am doing lots of pull-ups for my escape.
See you later, Unspoken Bear. Great to have you here. I know I gather we're breaking the France's 10 people rule, but that's all right. We're online. We're safe. So back to my hacked website. Okay, at the moment, it's what, Freddy?
You're making me laugh, and I'm like, we're supposed to be serious, Tori. We're talking about serious subjects, and we're over here laughing about breaking out of quarantine, doing pull-ups, and
I'm not breaking out of quarantine. If we get quarantined, fuck that noise. I can't wait to be stuck at home with Biscuit. Bring it on.
No, I'm reading the comments. They're saying I'm finding the Great Escape pull-ups from the cell bar because I'm wearing stripes.
Your prison outfit. All right, now
I look cute. You lied to me.
Freddy,
you set me up.
Oh my God, shut up.
Okay, go on. Read us the statistics.
I don't read chat and interrupt you when you're in the middle of a sentence. I wait, and if I have to do a quick hi or something, I do. And then when you finish, then we can go to chat. But you wanted statistics, and I've been waiting here with that website up for a couple of minutes now. So shut the fuck up.
The language. We have 8 minutes. Go.
Right. So the global figures, we've currently got 182,429 confirmed cases. The global total in deaths is 7,157.
And hold on, pause. Total is 7,000, but then how does Australia's worst case scenario get 150,000? And then even in a good management, it's 50,000, you said?
That was the worst case. My God. The best case scenario is 20%. The worst is 60%. It's a projection based on how the virus is traveling the world at the moment. It's a scientific projection.
But I'm just imagining, well, because,
that's the scientist.
As a non-Australian, I mean, we imagine that it's just like everything's in Sydney. You have a little bit of Melbourne, and then it's just all desert. With Tori.
Yeah, we all live on the coast. We all live around the coastlines of Australia. So the bulk population, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, Hobart, Launceston, wherever, we're all around the edge. So the fact that there's very few people living in the middle of Australia is irrelevant. They're probably the only people that will survive. But this is a forecast, and it's just interesting because they've given the best and worst case scenario. Back to where we were. I'm assuming people want individual countries. Oh my God.
Can you read Richard's comment? I'm sorry.
Oh, I just snorted.
That's actually really good. I guess we could add another 10 to that. Okay, go ahead.
Pretty much. So, well, Freddy's in hysterics.
One more interruption. Can you read us the statistics for England, who's only doing herd immunity? And I want to know what their numbers are.
Yes, and interestingly, I've brought the list of individual countries up for you. Is everyone okay? I think we all are being there. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're bringing you coronavirus facts and data along with laughs along the way. It's Quarantini Time. This is your online reliable information source, but yeah, plenty of giggles as well. So yeah, I think we're doing okay.
No,
And
you're
by
supposed
the
to say
way,
like, click, and subscribe.
It's Being There's birthday tomorrow. She's turning 50, so we'll sing happy birthday to her when we depart shortly. So, you want to know what the deal is with England? Well, they've got UK as a whole bundle, right?
Okay.
And they've currently got they've had 55 deaths. They've got 1,543 new total cases, and 1,436 of those are still active, with 20 people critical. But they've gone up 152 in 24 hours diagnoses. France, 6,633 total cases. New cases, 1,210. Total deaths, 148. So you're up 21 deaths in the last 24 hours. And Australia, 401 total cases, 101 new cases in the last 24 hours. So we're starting to get the spread happening. Total deaths is 5, and active cases are 369.
And can we get the US as well?
Yep. Total cases 4,663. 983 cases in the last 24 hours. So a lot of spreading going on in the States. 86 total deaths, and 4,503 of those people are still active, with 12 critical. Tasmania, where I am, we are now up to 7 people testing positive, but no deaths.
Look at Richard's comment.
That's right. Boomer remover. Yeah, he said that earlier too. I think it's gold. We've got to keep laughing, right? Although look at Ivory's comment. Ivory's come in with, "Hey, I'm a boomer."
Tail end.
Not any of our boomers are going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I mean, they're saying, I've heard different reports, but mostly it's around 65 plus with an existing illness is the danger zone.
Yeah. But it is. I mean, I just hate to think. Well, the way they rationalized it on in the US was that. Hold on. Oh my God! It's been nice knowing you. So mean.
She's worse than us. I love it. We have to get Ivor up on panel sometime. You'll love Ivor. She's awesome.
Before we go, I wanted to tell you about the friend in China who told me about how quarantine worked there. And because China monitors everything on your cell phone, apparently you have to have, there's a bar on your cell phone because they track everywhere you've been. So if you've been to a hot zone, you have a red bar. Once you have a red bar on your phone, because you have to show your bar whenever you want to go to the grocery store, a restaurant, hairstylist, anything you want to do, even to go into your apartment building, you must show the bar. If your bar is red, you are denied entry. Your bar must be green, and your temperature must be correct for you to enter in a place. So he told me as they did that, you would literally, like, let's say I was going to visit you, or we were going to go to dinner, and let's say you had green bar and you had a correct temperature. If my bar is green and my temperature is too high, I'm denied entry, and then I'm reported, and my bar would probably change to green. You're blocked in your house, and they put that tape on the door. You cannot open the door. Should you open the door, you will be removed.
And this could be why the statistics have kind of stabilized coming out of China, you know, and they're not drastic measures, they're realistic measures. And I think this is where people are getting confused.
He told me that in China, the penalties are so severe, you don't even risk it. He's like, it would be, if they see the tape is broken, you will disappear. You're going to be hauled away.
Being there does a lot of emoji chats, and this is her emoji comment about what her birthday is basically like, with a lot of toilets and loo paper and poos thrown in the mix.
Well, at least she's got the loo paper.
She's got no problems with loo paper. Yeah. But I think, that, people that are sort of saying these measures are drastic, no, they're realistic. And again, we have the capacity as human beings to shift our way of thinking and adapt. And I'm sorry, but all the people that are just going, I'm not following this, I'm going out. Well, if you catch it and you cark it, Darwin at play. You only got yourself to blame.
And that was all we said before the show ended.
Will there be Corona cops? There was an interesting... Oh, yeah, we were going to end at 30 minutes. We've just gone over. There was a comment too from Angela wondering how they're monitoring people. Well, they've actually, they can monitor it because any boat coming into a port or harbour, obviously if someone just rocks up on some remote beach somewhere, it's going to be hard. But there's a new card, like in the olden days when you'd fill out a card for sort of, have you been anywhere? Are your boots clean? Have you got more than $10,000 in your pocket? All that sort of stuff. They've now got special coronavirus ones. And everyone
always lies on those.
Well, this is it though, Freddie. This is where people, if they're going to lie, they're fucking idiots. And if they catch it, it's sucked in, I don't care about them. But what Angela's saying is, how is it actually going to be monitored if they stay in self-quarantine? And that's a really good question. And I don't know. I guess if we're not in lockdown yet. So, I can go to my local shop now. There'll be people shopping. I can go to the nearby town. There'll be people out and about doing stuff. All of the big events, including a jobs expo that I was going to tonight, they're all being postponed. A lot of meetings that I had booked in, we're now going to be doing it like this, sort of Skyping and FaceTiming. But, I think today, I don't know, because if you get in shutdown, obviously cops are still able to be out and about doing stuff, right?
Well, there was the guy in Kentucky who refused to stay in quarantine, even though he had it, and they had to post police outside of his door because he kept not following orders. So, it's unfortunate that people are doing that and just spreading disease everywhere.
Yeah. Now, being this comment, check on our vulnerable people. Well, I'm so proud of some of the things that have happened in Australia already. Things like the pensioners only shopping hours at major supermarkets. They also announced overnight that any of the click and go or online shopping that our big supermarkets have, they can only be accessed and used now by pensioners and vulnerable people, which is brilliant. I got an email just before from my course that I'm doing, my online course, just saying time for empathy. And one of our lecturers has just written to say, there's a huge email, but I'll just read part of it. These are indeed challenging times and a huge opportunity to demonstrate and teach empathy. Just yesterday, I was in the supermarket when an interaction could have turned defensive and nasty. I'm proud that I could use simple empathy, a smile, and genuine interest in another's perspective to show my care, concern, and belief we can all move through together and be better people and communities into the future. So even like organisations are sending out positive messages, and this is where Freddie and I are an interesting dynamic because
I'm
Freddie's
a pessimist.
He's a pessimist. He's cynical. I'm optimistic and a bit idealistic, way too idealistic at times. But I'm looking at these things and going, see, we can come together. We're all in this together.
No, we can't. We'll never come together.
One thing that did bother me, a story out of the States, is the spike in people buying guns. That suggests people are preparing for actual war,
No, it's not war.
No, against their own citizens, like raiding homes and,
they're going to protect themselves like they did during Katrina, and they killed all those people.
Yeah, they want to protect themselves from people that are going to be raiding and stuff. I think that's so scary.
Well, I know, but see, that's now we're the opposite, because I don't want to say people are raiding. People are really who don't have enough, who couldn't get toilet paper and beans because of people taking everything. I guess that's the hard part. And
this is why we have to look after our vulnerable. I'm not talking about them in terms of raiding. I'm talking about the assholes in South Australia who stole that family's grocery deliver. The family that's in quarantine just rocked up and took it. And it was opportunistic, and they weren't people that needed the stuff, or the the asshole who took rolls of toilet paper out of a blind woman's trolley. Like she's at the supermarket, in Australia. And
wait, hold on. How did she know she? I mean, imagine if someone's shopping with her, right?
No, someone said to her, "Some people just took your toilet paper out of your trolley."
Yeah, but I'm saying, how does she shop alone if she's blind?
I've got a blind friend who shops alone.
But completely blind, or they have some visibility, some sight?
Completely blind. She's got a dog, and she does her own shopping.
So someone must have told them where everything is, because at my grocery store, things always change. So
yeah, well, they do, and I mean that does screw them up for a little while. But it basically becomes a pattern in their mind when they're shopping. They know which aisles to go down. They go to the same shop every time. If things are, but she just said to me, it becomes habitual. Like she just goes to the certain aisles, and she's amazing. She's actually one of the news readers at Print Radio where I'm volunteering. Jan, her name is, and but you know, they adapt. They know stuff. But someone in the supermarket told this blind woman, "Someone just took your toilet paper out of your trolley."
Jan, I would love if you would come and do a Q&A with us, because I am fascinated by this and I want to know more about shopping as someone who loves grocery stores. Truly. It's one of the first things I do when I visit a country is go to the grocery store because I want to see what you got and what I need to take home with me that I'll never be able to find at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossbows draw less attention. Don't you reckon? All right. We have gone over time. Richard accused me earlier of being optimistic, and that was interesting because then we went on to chat about how you're the optimist and I'm the pessimist. We can keep chatting if you want to for a while, Freddie. I was more worried about it being so late for you, but if you're still perky.
Oh no. I thought you had other things to do and you were scheduling. I'm okay for right now because later today or tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world, we're doing a game night. So don't forget to like, click, and subscribe to Tori and Freddy because we're going to be doing some fun games tomorrow or today.
And also share the channel with friends if you're enjoying us. Oh, someone just gave us a like as soon as you said that. Thank you. I've jumped over to the YouTube page. But please let your friends know about us. We're only 7 subs away from 700, and Freddie's made a fantastic little, we've reached 700 video.
It's me going, come.
And we really want to
confetti.
The math plays out for Italy, 27,980 infections, 2,158 deaths. Yep, 7.71% mortality. That's interesting, actually, because the statistic only a few days ago was 7%. So it's increasing.
Well, no, we have to remember Italy has the second highest senior population in the world after Japan. So that it would make sense that their mortality would be much higher.
Aren't they, based on that? It's interesting too. My brother-in-law's on Macquarie Island. He's been there for a year. He's due back on the 25th of March. And they've already sent the ship down with the new crew to swap over. But when we were chatting the other day about places where there's no coronavirus, well, Antarctica and Macquarie Island are 2 of them. But my sister and I were chatting about it last night, saying it's really interesting because it takes several weeks to get down to Macquarie Island. So if anyone was on the boat with it, they'd know before they got there, and they'd quarantine them on the boat and turn around and take them back with everybody else. But isn't it interesting, like there will be some parts of the world where it may not even happen. But Andrew's also saying that it's quite possible Tim won't be able to come back.
Oh, that's harsh. After being away for 1 year.
Richard says his maths predict 4% mortality. Okay, that's cool. You can be the math. I'm doing in my online course at the moment, I'm doing maths, and I was so bad at it at school. It's making me nervous. So you might have to give me some tips, Richard. Emily, love watching the 2 of you. We love you watching us.
We do. It's fun.
It is fun. And you can come here for updates.
If he yells at me.
Update my page and see what the latest story is.
But you know what's the interesting part about all of this is I really don't think that the math can be final until a whole season has passed. Because when they say flu season, I mean you really truly need the whole season and all countries correct and factual data, because we don't know if I'll say this. Something interesting about China is they still haven't reopened all the schools. So if they've gotten their cases down to just 11 in the country right now, shouldn't they have reopened their schools by now?
I mean, we haven't even got into winter yet. You know, it's just autumn here now. So we've got we're going into our worst cold and flu season, you know, in the next couple of months. Here's some bad news though. The Telstra, which is the telco like that has the NBN, which we've talked about, the fiber optic cable, NBN we call it. They have call centers in the Philippines, but because of the outbreak there and the restrictions now, most people can't get to the office in the Philippines. So Australia, the breaking story at 11:33, 5 minutes ago, is if you're on Telstra, don't call them because you could be waiting a few months to get it you back from anyone.
Wait, but is the internet safe? Are they going to lose their internet?
Yeah, no, the internet's fine. It's just if you've got a problem with Telstra, you might just have to suck it up and live with it.
Well, so long as the internet's working, those people will be fine. But if you shut down the internet and put people in quarantine, I think we'll see a few lost lives.
A tweet just in from the president of Spain, Pedro Sánchez. Trabajamos sin descanso para frenar el COVID-19. Esther, I don't speak Spanish. Can you tell?
I speak Spanish if you want to send me the article.
I can screen share it.
Oh, screen share, and then I'll see if I can read it to us.
Let's do this. So I've just got to, this would be great.
Who's this reporter that I remind you of on the Today Show? I would imagine if I could look on the Today Show.
I think I know who she's talking about. He's an LA correspondent, Richard somebody, who's very bright and lively and colourful and gorgeous.
Is the Today Show Australian?
He's American.
No, but is she talking about the Today Show in Australia?
Yes, I think, yes.
So you mean there's another me? Because remember, I was your correspondent and I was your American correspondent as well.
Now let me find the article. Hang on. I don't know which one it is.
Did you see what the Journey to Justice just said? It's hi, Journey to
No,
Justice.
honey bunny, because I'm focusing on screen sharing right now.
They're shutting down Miami right now, and that means we need to take care of all our elderly. That's where a lot of people go to retire from the East Coast.
Okay, can you see the Spanish tweet from the Spanish president on your screen?
It's small. Can you zoom into it?
No, I was about to tell you that. I can't. I'll see if I can get it up on Twitter. It might be clearer. There we go. Can you see that?
It hasn't zoomed in.
No. Wait, I've got to screen share a different screen.
I know. I love what Ivory said. The math will be finalized in 10 years and it'll be a National Geographic documentary. 2020, the virus. What happened?
All right. Can you read that?
Yes, I can. We are working without slowing down against Corona-19 this late. This late with the direction of the OMS. I'm guessing that's the Organization Medicines, the WHO. Coordination, collaboration, and communication.
Richard Reid. Thanks, Richard. But I was doing other stuff with screen sharing. I wasn't reading chat, but thank you. It's Richard Reid. Hi, just Sean. Newbie to
Hello,
us. Please
just
like
Sean.
and subscribe.
Yes. Click like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you hate us, hit the dislike. We have someone who hates us actively, and we enjoy you as well.
We get 1 thumbs down a day.
Hey, I still get it. Just tell us why you're giving us a thumb down if you want to help us, because we're always willing and looking to improve. And
at the end of the day, it's Quarantini time.
I know we need to get quarantine. I told you, we need to come up with a signature drink. So sorry, but back to that.
The Quarantini.
Yeah, the Quarantini.
That is our signature drink, the Quarantini.
And what's in the Quarantini?
It's a martini that you drink when you're in quarantine. You can go espresso. You can plop in a little olive. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your
I was going to say,
quarantine.
could it be a martini with I can't remember, Campari, but then that would probably be a spritz. No, that's with sparkling.
Can I take
It's an
these
Americano.
down?
Yes, you can. They were just saying that they're working with the World Health Organization to solve this problem quickly and effectively.
And the French president has just tweeted, "Save lives, stay at home." I can screen share this one too if you want. Do you reckon it'll get through to them? Do you reckon they'll pay attention now?
Did he really tweet that?
Yep. Can you see that on the screen?
Yes. Oh, yes. Save lives, stay home. What time did he tweet that out? He's awake this late?
It just came out at, it says, well, it got posted at 11:25, but it's saying 9:07 a.m.
That's about the time they sent that text.
Right. Yeah. New York City is shutting down. All bars, restaurants, and cafes will shift to delivery and takeout only at 8 p.m. tonight. All movie theaters, small theaters, nightclubs, and commercial gyms will close. Florida, good old Florida, reports packed beaches despite advice. And they call Florida the Australia of the United States.
Oh, it's that bad?
Apparently that's what it's called in America. It's the Australia of the United States. Vegas is shut down. Stores in LA are stocking up with provisions. In Australia, you don't need to be tested for COVID-19 if you have not recently travelled overseas, have not been in contact with someone with a confirmed case, and don't have flu-like symptoms. And that's a message that's been sent out a lot here because fuckwits are panicking. Don't get me wrong. I know that it's all been generated to make people panic and be scared, but people who are in perfect health are rocking up to hospitals asking to be tested.
Can I tell you what? This is crazy. I have a friend who is a nurse in the US, and he told me that people are getting upset that they're not testing positive for corona. So what? I'm guessing that
this is the trendy virus to have. And they feel like I think it's
no, I think they want the payday and to stay home. So they want them to tell them that they're positive with corona, even though they're not, so that they don't have to go to work until they're sent home.
And there was an article that's interesting, the psychology of that, Freddie, because there was also an article that I read yesterday about how when someone is unwell and they get put on sick leave for whatever reason, this is an Australian article. If they're on sick leave for an extended period of time, they do actually get to a point where they don't want to go back to work. So having all of this, these countries, everyone in lockdown, what is going to happen at the other end when this is all lifted? They're going to be dealing with a heap load of people that won't actually be able to function to go back to work. I'm finding that quite interesting, in terms of the long distance effect.
Well, Richard brings up a good point. Richard brings up a good point that I've been thinking about too as well, is like me, I'm not a citizen here. So what happens when things like this happen? Like, like I said, I have to marry you to get some of that Australian money. But what happens when you're not? You know what I mean? Like
packages, I don't know if we're going to qualify, but let's see. Keep going though.
Yeah, but it does bring up an interesting point. Is for people who aren't citizens of a country, when they do those economic packages and things like that. Like I thought, okay, I'm not a citizen of France. I'm an American citizen. So let's say they do an economic relief thing in the US, but I live overseas. So how does that work? I mean, the last time they did have that economic stimulus, I was in the US. So it's just interesting to see how that works out for people who were in between, I guess you can say. It kind of sucks though.
I'm trying to find out what government considering second round of stimulus measures. All right, I'll just put I don't like having my camera on while I'm looking down all the time, because if people walk in, they're like, she's weird. She doesn't look into the camera.
I thought you're not supposed to look into the camera.
I think you are. People watching, you can wait till someone in chat says they're watching you on their big screen TV, Freddie. It freaks me out. So the Morrison government...
I'm on TV? Hi.
if someone puts it, like I had someone going, I had you up on my TV while I was doing some cooking, and I'm like, oh, and she said, yeah, it's a 98 centimeter or something. It's like, oh.
I like that.
The
Watch me
Morrison
while you're cooking. Hey, can I have a piece? That looks good. You put a little bit too much salt there.
You want to know if us getting married is worth it for this second stimulus package?
Yes, I'm doubting it. It'll be because you
Doesn't
know how Australia is.
No, he's just considering it, just to, and also talking about potential new measures leading to the closing of pubs, restaurants, and cinemas, with airlines, tourism, events, sport, and the arts already feeling the crippling downturn. But yeah, it doesn't have anything about this new proposed one. It's just a bit of fluff on the interwebs. I think I saw Penny to Justice said a bit earlier that it's summer holidays. That's why everyone's on the beaches in Florida.
It's not summer holidays. It's March.
It's shit. Look, let me roll back up. Right, it's holiday people. It's holiday people then. It's people that are on holidays in Florida. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's not summer yet. It's still, Florida's got that nice climate there. Do you see we're on Ava's problem? I have a problem. Her television on her 65-inch smart TV.
I'm more happy with her numbnuts are everywhere. So true. I'll get caned for this, but I still think if Darwin's cleaning out the closet and a few numbnuts are no longer walking amongst us, that can only be a good thing. And I refer to a comedian, I wish I could remember his name, who talks about back in the Stone Age, if they were living in a little cave that happened to be near a cliff, right, and their kid decides to like walk out of the cave and gets to the cliff edge and keeps walking, then they would have just gone, no loss, we didn't need that little fucker in our tribe anyway. Whereas now, parents put their kids on leashes so they don't fall off cliffs, and we're keeping all these little numbnuts on the planet that historically wouldn't have made it.
Can I tell you why?
I don't want that cliff kid on my tribe either. Why?
Because they want people to keep working.
Huh?
They want people to work. If we get rid of all the stupid people who will do all the manual labor, that's why they do it.
Well, we may not need manual labor. I mean, if these sort of viruses keep breaking out, the whole world's going to become all about being online and robots and all sorts of shit. So, you know.
That's already happening. But it's true, because I saw that thing. I keep getting these advertisements for this automated, because, I'm big into gardening. These automated gardeners that will plant, weed, and water your whole garden for you. It'd be a dream to have, because then I could have like a Martha Stewart garden, imagine. Raised beds and nicely kept pathways.
What if you've got to stay? I was thinking about this morning when I was down in my garden. Like, what if the quarantine gets to a point that, like, all these people buying guns in America, right, to protect themselves, like, what if it gets to the point you can't be out in your garden even?
Well, the virus doesn't travel through the air, so why would that stop me from going in my garden? So long as, I'm lucky enough where I have a giant wall around my whole property. So unless you want to drop 3 feet down into the garden, I don't think you'll be coming into my garden.
I had a thought about this one too, of Ivory's comment that I've just highlighted. Chat, you guys are amazing. It's a lively chat. There's great conversation going on. There's so many cool things. We were only going to be live for 30 minutes, but there's no way I was jumping off with all of this action. But this is a
Richard's...
Sorry?
I was going to say, Richard's actually quite smart, because if the aging population in Florida is really vulnerable to the viruses, all that beachfront property is going to be dirt cheap.
Possibly, Freddy, but can we go back to the one that I've actually highlighted that I thought we could discuss for a second?
Yes, I was thinking of that one too.
You're so hyper at 2 a.m. It's unbelievable, Freddy. Your energy.
We do this all the time. Well, I'm the same way. Yesterday we were up till 4 a.m. my time.
But I had a thought about these, the delivery food people and the people that are doing online stuff. Yeah, they touch everything you buy. So are there going to be like factories where people are going to eat, live and sleep, and they're on rotating shifts so they're not exposed to coronavirus, so that they can guarantee everything is clean that they're sending to you?
That would be quite smart, but it would depend on how well these people were paid. Because if you keep seeing that video of that guy in the Paris subway who's he licks his finger and then he rubs it on the pole. I mean, if you have someone who's not well paid who does something evil like that, it could be a really bad thing. But it's true. I mean, all those people. Maybe they're wearing gloves though. Maybe they're taking precautions. And they're wearing masks and gloves.
You fucking hope so, wouldn't you? All of the Anzac Day services have been cancelled around Australia too, by the way, which is our equivalent of Memorial Day. They've all been cancelled. Where's StreamYard's gone? Okay, so moving right along, we've covered Florida.
Did you see what Richard said?
Can you stop? No, I was just about to say I want everyone in chat to be highlighted. Can we give Richard a break for 1 sec?
He's being funny. I'm sorry. We have to give credit where credit's due.
I'm not even down there yet, though. I'm jumping all over getting updates and stuff. Ivory, I have a problem. They pick their bums while packing your groceries, then pick their nose while delivering it to your doorstep. See, Richard ain't the only funny person in.
Sorry, she was higher up.
Now, what's this elitist attitude comment from Ivory? I'm interested on that, more expansion. I didn't mean to sound elitist if it was me. Don't go on a cruise ship, okay?
I kind of want to go on a cruise, though, because it's going to be dirt cheap right now.
I don't think there's a cruise liner left on the planet that's running cruises. I think they've all copied each other, and none of them are active. Now, I'm sure there was a story about cruise ships a couple of days ago. They've all stopped. I mean, we had one here on the weekend, and they didn't let anybody off.
Yeah, because some older people do live on cruise ships year round, actually. So how does that work?
A tweet about the court system in Australia, in New South Wales. The chief magistrates announced new measures to deal with COVID-19. That includes dealing with matters by email and sentencing non-serious offenders in their absence.
But that's not fair. How can you defend yourself against something in your absence?
These are non-serious offenders. They're for sentencing. They'll do it in their absence. So things like,
so they've already been convicted then. So they already should have given their defense then.
No, it says they'll no. These are ones like drink driving where there's no defense and there's a mandatory penalty. They can deal with it online and they can impose the sentence online because it'll be a fine and you're not allowed to drive for X amount of months or years or whatever.
Yeah, it's not American justice. We don't. You still can fight that even if they found you completely drunk. Not that you would. Well, this
live feed that I watch all the time while we're live is scrolling, like it just keeps updating without me even refreshing the page. So the NBN, which is our network, our internet network, they're going to increase their data capacity to handle the surge caused by everyone who's going to be working from home. Coronavirus cases in New South Wales have jumped over 200 with 39 new cases confirmed this morning.
Wow.
Back to chat.
Emily says that it can flow through the air. Is that true?
Yeah, it is just an airborne thing. That's why standing close to people, that's why if you're for more than 15 minutes, that's how you can catch it.
Well, I thought it was a meter's distance would be okay. You would be okay that way.
That's what they're saying. And don't do close range face-to-face contact for more than 15 minutes. And that's why I'm getting really annoyed when I do go out. Well, not annoyed, but it just irritates me anyway. Space invaders, people that stay too close to you, especially if they're blowing their nose like that woman at Mona the other day.
Yeah.
The Corona cruise, says Ivory. Ivory hasn't come back to the elitist comment, but that's okay. That's an interesting comment by the Journey to Justice. I think the ships will be hospitals soon.
It's quite possible, but look at what I have a problem said. They're bringing down for gastro.
Yeah, they are. I've never wanted to go on one for that reason.
Really?
Look at Ivor's latest comment. The Corona cruise. Soon you'll be traveling. You'll all have the runs. The cruise. All kinds of gastro for everyone. Said. Teleport for adventure, your mind on a new romance. Emily, most store workers I've seen are using sanitizer every transaction. Yep,
That's really nice.
We went out to Mona the other day. They had hand sanitizers everywhere, and Andrew, one of my mates, and I, we used it every single time. They're saying 2 meters. Do they really know? I don't think anyone fucking knows much at all. That's why we're coming live to you with all the facts.
But we just said the complete opposite. Oh, look, my kitty pees home. Hold on, I have to let my baby in.
How are you? I prefer leopard barge. As long as you're taking toilet roll. Well, I think people that are in hotels and hospitals and stuff like that, hopefully they're not going to miss out on loo paper.
Can you imagine when this is all over how great the deals are going to be to travel?
Well, they already are in Australia. You can fly around Australia for $250 in business class at the moment. But
can we book in advance?
All the airlines are slashing back flights significantly. The 5 most troubling concerns for our hospitals. This page is just refreshing every second, Freddie. It's crazy. But because we're heading into winter and our flu season, and our hospitals are already under pressure, they're saying that, people that are not showing any symptoms and haven't been around anyone, please stop going to the hospitals for testing. You don't have to. You're better off if you think you're exposed. The advice that I seem to be seeing all the time is just self-quarantine.
Are they doing the mobile drive-thrus there?
We've got mobile clinics being set up all over the state, and you stay in your car and get tested. But you only go to them if you call your doctor first and talk to them, and then your doctor says you need to go to this clinic. But yeah, so many people are flooding the hospitals at the moment, the emergency departments. There's a massive demand, obviously, on ICU beds and hospital beds. The staff are going to catch it. That's a fact. The hospitals are concerned about supplies, which is why our Defence Force have been shipping in masks and, little hazmat-y sort of suits and things into hospitals, because they can't put it back out on the shelves because the public are just buying it all. And then obviously insurers are going to be overwhelmed with claims as well. So that's the latest.
Well, if it travels through the air, they're not going to have to pay. But what's interesting is when I did speak to my friend that lives in China, he said, it's crazy how no one here is wearing masks. Like, the advice in China was everyone must wear masks to protect themselves. And the opposite is being said on American news, is that masks should only be for medical professionals because there's not enough. And that I saw one, I think it was on NBC, where she said it could actually do more harm than good, how can it do both? It's got to do one or the other. It can't do both.
The masks were proven weeks ago to be ineffective unless they're the really full-on ones that like completely block everything off. And if you've got a beard, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So the little masks that what we chatted about the other day, Freddie, you made a point which I thought was really valid, because I touch my face a lot. I've always got an itchy nose, and it gives me the shits because I get hay fevery sort of symptoms. But masks would be good for stopping you touching your face, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Emma,
did you see?
You're welcome to come and see me. I've got a camper van. I'm going to put it down on my block, and you can live in that.
Hey, you could rent that out on Airbnb.
Nunzio. Good day, Nunzio. Good night. Nunzio, have you murdered your mother yet? And how's quarantine going for you? Would you like to come up on panel? I can put a link.
Nunzio, come speak to us.
If anyone would like to join us. And Freddie, I did have quite a busy day today, as you know, but every single thing that I had in my diary got postponed. That's why I'm chatting with you now, able to chat, because I had a full day, a lot of things in town, and like I said, I've got a meeting now that's like this. We're going to be chatting camera to camera.
You're usually very busy. You're usually very busy, so I'm always very lucky to be able to speak with you, because as you all know, Tori is the queen.
And Freddy is the diva.
Hey, why is that icon not the blue one?
Huh?
Why is it red and white?
I told you that other color one that you did is revolting and insipid, and so I want to change back.
We should have asked our viewers which they preferred.
No, we've talked about what we prefer, and it's not the one that you created.
By we, she means I, her.
Nunzio's mother is alive for now. That's good to hear. Would anyone like to take a link and come up and chat? You're more than welcome to. You don't have to cam up. We're happy for you to come up as a voice only, and just don't be the bum flasher.
I would like to hear Nunzio because I want to ask him about the. Hold on, I want to ask him about quarantine in Italy. How's it going? Is everyone having the music thing there in Italy?
I love the music thing. Should we play the music thing again?
No.
Okay.
We shouldn't.
But yeah, anyone, if you'd like to take a link, you are so welcome to join us. We're always up for that. It's an interactive show where we bring you the facts with a splash of humor. It's Quarantini Time. Hit that thumbs up button, like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the solid button so you're notified whenever Freddie and I go live. And we're going live tomorrow night with games.
Or this morning, depending on where you're from.
Yeah, true. But I'll set a reminder, and everyone, the beauty of YouTube is when you set a reminder, it gives you when it's going to go live in your country, in your time zone. It's fucking clever as, I reckon.
And here I was thinking the beauty of YouTube was us.
God, I asked people if they wanted to come up, and we've had 6 people drop out of our chat in that time.
Sorry, Emily. No.
See, I told you, people in chat feel that their comments aren't being acknowledged if we jump all over the place. I scroll down as I address them, so there's often chat below where I am.
Why don't you call in, Emily? We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Would you like to take the link, Emily, or anyone else? We can have up to 6 people at one time, which could be crazy fun.
Yeah. Next time, maybe it's 2. Well, I'm in France as well.
Yeah. What's your excuse, Fonzio? Oh, your mum will wake up. She'll probably kill you.
Yeah.
Richard, self-moderating with a face mask and a fuck you. Nice work. Nice work. I like an emoji.
Oh. Okay, I understand what Emily was talking about because she said it's sad to say people much earlier. She said it's sad to say people really will lose their homes over this. Yeah, that is actually quite sad. But if they're really going to... Some countries are being really proactive as far as suspending rents, mortgage payments, all utilities. Let's hope that the U.S.
That hasn't happened here yet.
Yeah, but let's hope the U.S. does the same thing. They're doing it in France. I believe Italy's already done it as well. A lot of the European countries are doing it. I don't know if that's based off of just, historical precedents to help their people, but it would be really smart to do something like that for all these people who are going to be stuck at home and can't make a living because not everyone has the high-paying job to just sit at home.
Right. And I mean, we had an announcement from our government that casual employees will be given sick leave, which they don't normally have. But then I saw a story yesterday of a girl that was working as a chef as a casual, and she's actually lost a job because they can still do that too. And I mean, these restaurants are going to close down, so they can't all be shut, so they can't keep paying casual staff when they're not actually open. I just want to explain to Emily too, and maybe we need to jump backwards and forwards between YouTube and StreamYards, but Freddie and I are both watching chat in StreamYards, and that means if you use our names or you hashtag us, there's no highlighting. We don't see that. I don't even see who the moderators are. If I go over to YouTube and you've addressed us with our names in chat, it will stand out. The same as I can see who our moderators are in the YouTube chat. So please don't ever think that we've deliberately skipped over you. I try to just scroll down bit by bit in comments. I'm not going to highlight all of them if there's little chats going on in chat, like sub chats. But if it's sort of on topic with what we're doing, it'll get highlighted. But please don't ever think we're not acknowledging you.
Yeah, because it's fun interacting with you guys. I enjoy it.
Yeah, we do, but it means for Freddie and I, we kind of need to jump backwards and forwards between YouTube and StreamYards, just in case someone's highlighted our names to try and bring attention to a point. But we love you guys, and yeah, we don't want anyone to think that they're not being included because we're using StreamYards, which doesn't have that functionality, which I think is a little bit average, to be honest.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because on my old channel, I have a really old channel. If you ever want to check it out, it's called The Fernando and Freddy Show, where we tried to discover what is the inside of the elbow, because and it came back up because now they're saying to sneeze into your elbow, and we've always wanted to know what the inside of the elbow is. So if you ever search on YouTube The Fernando and Freddy Show, you'd see those old clips of us trying to figure that out. And now it's relevant.
They've been saying that actually for, hey, look what I just popped up in the screen. Look at me doing things.
But look at, oh, that's really nice. Look at what Enzo said. Payment and rent are blocked for 2 months in Italy. That's really cool. But not, because that means you can't work for 2 months. So how are people going into their savings then? Oh, yeah, because if no one's getting paid, so it doesn't really work out. You're still losing money.
Peace out, Ivory. Thank you for joining us. Loved having you here. I'll just do the global stats one more time and we might sign off, Freddy.
Yeah.
So 182,442 coronavirus cases, active cases at the moment on the planet, 7,158 deaths and 79,211 recoveries. Country by country, just doing the main ones. I mean, obviously China has the most still with 80,881 total cases and 3,226 deaths. Italy, they've got 3,233 new cases in the last 24 hours. That's insane. Iran's got crazy stats too, and Spain and Germany and France. The USA, 987 new cases in the last 24 hours, 4,667 cases and 87 deaths. Australia, 401 cases total, 101 new cases overnight. So we're starting to get that spread thing happening now, and 5 deaths. And for anyone who wants to know, the Diamond Princess, a total of 696 cases and 7 deaths.
Wow, that's a lot. Did you see what Nenzo said? That they still are getting paid, though. So that's actually quite nice as well.
I didn't see that because I'm on the page looking at Corona. I'm not even in StreamYards, dude. Hi, Serenity B.
Hi, Serenity B. Hi, Unspoken Bear.
Following the conversation, Freddy, with looking at chat. This is what I was saying. We need to talk and then finish and then go to chat.
Well, I was just because
Kitty P Carmen taught me how to do this.
Emily was saying to give these two the 5 digits, and that's really nice of her. I just wanted to acknowledge that comment because it was really nice. Yes, you see, Kitty P, she always likes to go in my arms and put her head into my armpit.
I know, she's so cute. Biscuit won't let me hold her like that for even a second.
Yeah, Kitty P's a funny cat. She likes to be a baby. I'm like, oh, my little baby.
We are still here unspoken. We're not very good at sticking to plans, but we were getting a lot of lively action in chat, so we did take advantage of that too.
Well, it's always fun, but I mean, as more and more people go into quarantine, it's gonna. I think a lot of people are gonna, like you said, turn to YouTube and just try to entertain themselves. I have been so bored today because, again, we're going on day 3 of Freddy in quarantine, and Kitty P as well. We're just bored. I mean, it's like you go outside, and then I was like, I can't hear you anymore. Oh, okay.
I'm listening to you. I'm not interrupting you.
Because she's so petty. She is a petty patty.
I think it's really uncomfortable listening to people talking over the top of each other. I leave YouTube channels whenever people are doing that. So I'm just mindful. And since you promoted your channel, I've just put my my link into chat for my podcast, Smooth Criminal Podcast. So jump over and join up with that one too. Ivor loves your pussy, Freddie.
Well, I love her too. She's my baby. But no, I can't really promote my other channel because I don't even remember the login details from it. But it's funny that the Fernando and Freddy show is like 9 years old, filmed on a
3 videos, I think, was it?
Oh, there's 4 videos. But ironically, I found a whole bunch of videos we never posted, and I tried to find the login and I can't find it. But hopefully I can, and it'd be funny to upload the some other old videos, or maybe some new ones. We don't know.
Kitty P Carmen with her paw up around near your neck. Oh, look at her! Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she was. The problem is if I don't do this, she starts to scratch her nails into my legs. So it gets. If I don't pick her up, I have to.
Look at the highlighted comment.
Are you sure that I have a problem? Isn't Tori in disguise?
I'm not typing. Type something now, Ivor. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining us for Quarantini Time. We will be going live again tomorrow night, my time. But when you jump onto the channel, you'll see you can click the little reminder button. It'll let you know what time it is for you, wherever you are in the world. If any major news breaks, I mean, there's so much news breaking. We could seriously be live for 24/7 and still.
But we should tell the people that you can join in the games tomorrow. You will be able to play with us in real time.
We don't know yet. We're going to trial it. We're hoping it works, but because there's a delay on YouTube, we may need to have a couple of people take links and come up and play with us real time. But we were just going to do a test run of us first to see if it's even worth doing, Freddie. Now we're inviting everyone. It could be a bloody hoot or a complete disaster.
I'm that person that invites everyone to my dinners, and then
I do too, kiddo. But I just don't know if we're going to be able to.
No, I know, but I'm saying I did. You didn't let me finish. I said I didn't think out if there's going to be enough food or drink. I still invited you, though.
I'm stoked for Emily. See, if Emily's got. This is the thing. People are going to be doing crafts. They're going to be doing stuff at home. They're going to be hanging out on the interwebs. Ivor loves us both. We love you, Ivor. And look at this, the Corona game show. The Corona game show.
Corona game show. We stole that now. Write that down.
I will. I thought I actually thought about buying some Corona beers so I could sit here drinking it while we're playing games.
You know, I had another friend who suggested we do that, but then I thought, doesn't it get you're not allowed to drink on YouTube? I don't think you're allowed to. Yeah, they'll take the video down because I tried it looking for it, and you don't see people.
No, one of the big channels I follow is a lawyer in America who gets drunk as his show goes on. He's absolutely brilliant. Rakita Law. He drinks on
I've
camera
seen people
all the time.
drinking, but you don't see the bottles though. They'll pour it into another glass.
Oh yeah, well, we can do. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. We can always show an empty bottle, can't we?
I don't know. I was just thinking that because I try to think. Wait, I've never seen anyone drinking from a bottle. I've seen them drink from glasses because it could be something else. But
we'll see you at Game Show, Ange. Look forward to you joining us. Emily says, "Please stay safe, everyone, and take care of each other." Namaste, all. It's time to name that virus. Come on down.
I love that.
I thought if we played that game we test ran yesterday, if we play that and it's not working, then we could do some trivia or something fun.
Oh, I like trivia. We could do that again.
Just drink out of a stein. And on that note, sweet dreams, Freddie. Sweet dreams to everyone in chat who's heading to bed. Thank you for joining us.
And Kitty P. Carmen.
Kitty P. Carmen, love your work. Spread the word too. We really would like to get to 700 by the end of the week. Can we do this?
Can we do this? Can you tell your friends how funny it is, the people that you watch who are giving their quarantine updates? Because now I'm on day 3 in quarantine.
Yes, a legit quarantini.
Yeah, and I have another 15 days to go.
Possibly. It could be longer, mate. The Aussie government saying 4 months is not necessarily out of question.
For you. For us, they said it was good. Well, they said starting tomorrow at noon. For us, it's going to be 15 days. But then they don't know if it's going to be reoccurring or just the 15 days and then we're all free to go. I mean,
then you've got 15 days to go then on top of the 3 you've already done. Yeah, wow. See, it's expanding.
Yeah.
All right, beautifuls. We love you all. Thanks for joining us, Serenity B, even though you popped in late. Lovely to see you. And not giving you shit for being late. It was just, we're sad that you weren't with us from the start. All the wacky stuff you've missed. Hit the like button on the way out. And a little hater who always gives us a thumbs down, go for it, mate. YouTube sees it as engagement. We don't care.
Shh. Don't give away the secret.
Everyone talks about it on their channels, Freddy.
We like your engagement. But I would prefer if you click the thumbs down button, tell us why so we can know what we're doing wrong, maybe.
Yeah, add a comment, you wimp.
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone can add comments, but I do like constructive feedback. I feel like sometimes if we don't get it, we're like, well, are we
need
good,
it.
or we
We
just
need a lot of help. Like you talking
Yeah.
over the top of me all the time. That was good feedback today.
Why don't the people just go ahead and time who's had more talking time and who hasn't?
Wouldn't be a hard one. I could almost guess off the top of my head.
Tori.
Nah. Turn that finger back at your own little schnozzy.
Uh-oh. Is this a YouTube fight? Is this the end of Tori and Freddy?
I think sometimes you'll talk more than me and sometimes I'll talk more than you, and either way is cool with me. Sometimes we'll talk the same amount. It's the talking over each other that people don't like. And to get you a little weird. What were you saying? We need a little talking light, a little bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, but I think there's a program actually that will cut the audio of the other one when they start talking so they don't talk over each other, which actually would work for us because we do. And then I think that it gives you a second.
It's called a mute button. I just realized.
That is so evil. I can't believe that's why I don't have the login details because Tori is. If you ever watch those panel shows, Tori's the moderator and I'm just a contributor.
I'm driving this ship. Well, when I did breakfast radio for 7 fucking years, not one of my co-hosts ever let me do the paneling. They were like, no, this is mine. You just sit over there and talk. So I did. I couldn't ever panel. That was so funny. Like, there's this program and it can make people stop talking. Yeah, it's called the mute button. You're so cute, even on a mute.
Good night, you guys. I'm going to bed.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us. See you at games night if you can make it. Take care out there and show some empathy. Look after the vulnerable in your communities and spread some love and some toilet paper if you've got way too much in your house.
And say goodbye to Kitty P.
Bye, Kitty P. Carmen. Do you want to squeeze her so she goes wow, and then I'll end the broadcast.
No, that's just a mover. And she growls sometimes, but she won't scratch me. She just growls.
Good night, Kitty P. Carmen.
Good night, Tori. It's me, Kitty P. Good